There are actually quite a few volcanoes that claim the title of the world's most dangerous, but for the most part, those volcanoes haven't really caused some serious damage in recent years. However, the prospect of these volcanoes suddenly erupting is enough to scare any of us. And it really begs the question, what would happen if the world's most dangerous volcano erupts? Let's take a look. Yellowstone supervolcano. Most people might think of Yellowstone as a gorgeous national park with some of North America's most spectacular views. But hiding underneath all that beauty is a ticking time bomb that might just wipe out millions of people. The Yellowstone National Park actually has a supervolcano underneath its surface. This supervolcano has actually erupted numerous times in history, most recently around 664,000 years ago, and coincidentally, it has erupted 600,000 years before that, and 600,000 years before that as well. If history is to repeat itself, we are long overdue for another supervolcano explosion at Yellowstone. What would happen if it erupts? Before we get onto the human toll this would cause, let's take a look at the ecological toll an eruption would take. For hundreds of miles in the surrounding area, all you'd be able to see is ash and soot everywhere. This ash and soot could be so extreme that it could even cause another volcanic winter by blocking the sun's light. This happened rather recently, in Earth terms, when back in the 14th century a massive volcano eruption in New Zealand caused a cloud of ash to block the sun's light for years, leading to a sharp decrease in temperatures across the world. The event led to one of the biggest famines the world had ever seen, since it was more difficult to grow summer crops in most of the world due to the changing weather patterns. The world wouldn't recover for another 3 years after that. As far as the impact zone goes, it's believed that an eruption would practically bury the entire states of Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, and Colorado under ash that is nearly 3 feet in height. While ash might not sound like some sort of heavy object, this much ash would be enough to even crush roofs, let alone human beings. Pretty much all of the public infrastructure would be destroyed, and there would be a significant number of lives lost. The chances of this actually happening. While some news articles might try to paint a bleak picture of this whole situation, in reality the odds of Yellowstone actually having an eruption that large are very slim. In fact, even if it does manage to erupt, it likely won't be as large of an eruption as the worst case scenario suggests. Statistically, you'd be more likely to win the lottery than to witness Yellowstone erupt in your lifetime. Some news articles might even try to predict when Yellowstone is going to erupt, and with the level of technology that exists today, that's pretty much impossible. You can't predict when a volcanic eruption or an earthquake is going to happen, it's just not feasible. It can happen at any moment, and no, there is no time limit to a volcanic eruption. Just because there was a 600,000 year gap between the last two eruptions doesn't mean there'll be a 600,000 year long gap between this one as well. But in case it does happen, and you happen to live in one of the states in the impact zone, we recommend you buy a very, very sturdy umbrella, and perhaps some goggles. Recent examples of massive eruptions. While statistically at least Yellowstone will probably not erupt, we see massive volcanic eruptions around the world all the time. Places like Iceland, the Philippines, Papua New Guinea and New Zealand all see regular volcanic eruptions, and sometimes they can be quite deadly as well. Mount Nyiragongo is considered one of the most dangerous volcanic regions of the world. It's located in the Democratic Republic of Congo and it overlooks the scenic city of Goma, one of the largest cities in the country. In 2002, there was a massive volcanic eruption that completely buried around 50% of the city of Goma under thick volcanic ash. The eruption killed around 245 people and destroyed over 4,500 buildings, leaving hundreds of thousands of people homeless. It erupted again in 2021, causing lava to flow outside the volcano, killing around 32 people and destroying thousands of homes in the process. Anak Krakatoa is a volcano in Indonesia that has erupted numerous times in the 21st century. Eruptions here are quite regular, such as in 2008, when the volcano spewed lava after an eruption, although there weren't any casualties reported. In 2018, the volcano once again erupted, triggering a tsunami that took the lives of over 400 people. Up until that point, it was the deadliest volcanic eruption in the 21st century. Volcán de Fuego is a volcano in Guatemala that also acts as one of the country's most famous tourist attractions. However, it's also an active volcano that constantly proves its deadliness. In June 2018, the volcano erupted in what was one of the largest eruptions of the century. Lahar's pyroclastic flows and volcanic ash swept the nearby city of Antigua with almost no warning to the local population, causing widespread devastation. The Guatemalan government claimed a death toll of 190 people, which was later updated to over 400. But media reports say that those figures are misleading, and the real death toll could have been as high as 3,000 people. Volcanic zones are everywhere, and they keep proving their might with incidents like these. While a supervolcano may be unlikely to erupt, regular active volcanoes like these can still pack as big of a punch. And that's a wrap for what would happen if the world's most dangerous volcano erupts. What would you do in a situation like this? Let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Seema's Top 10 for more videos like this. See you in the next one.